Morning. We've drove back up that road again, the Trolls pathway, and we've come back up because there's a particular viewpoint that we couldn't really see because it was too foggy yesterday. It's a bit rainy, so I'm walking pretty quickly for us to get to this viewpoint. I don't want to get too wet. I've not put my Mac on, so however, this is supposed to give us the best viewpoint of the Trolls footpath. Later today we're heading for a gondola, which is weather permitting, so that'll be dependent on a few things, and we start heading north then for, I can't remember, I think it's supposed to be one of the prettiest roads in the world. Hopefully we get some reasonable weather for that. Also, while I remember, the Scharnhorst was sunk at the Battle of North Cape, which is where we're going later, which is just off the most northerly point, North Cap I think we call it, and it's the Tirpitz, which was the ship that was sunk. That was just above Tromsø. I've put it on my map to go to. That was the one that was sunk with the tall boy bombs, so we've got that one. Incidentally, there was a Scharnhorst as well in the First World War, and that was sunk just off the Falklands. But so let's have a look and see what we can see of this road. So this is our first. See that, and the waterfalls just go down. Looks pretty spectacular. Christine's pointing out another walkway to walk to, so that must be to show us the road. So we'll quickly have a view of the valley and the waterfalls. We're going to move on quite quickly because the weather's not fantastic. Okay, we're heading down to this platform so we can get the best view of the road. I don't know if you can see it sticking out. That's where we're going. You might be able to see down there, that's where we stayed last night. So we've driven this road once. Twice now, because we came back up again. Be a third time later on. You can see where the road has changed direction. So not changed direction, but takes a slightly different route, where it started to get overgrown on there. But we'll have a look and see what we can from here. Okay, we've just made it down onto the viewing platform. This is the road that we've travelled down. I mean, how fantastic is that? You can see where we stayed tonight. I mean, that is just absolutely amazing. Incidentally, Dad, we're stood on this platform and it's like that over the edge. And then the view through the valley. So the forecast for us is that it's actually going to fog over here, and it's not bad, I don't suppose, as the view. I've done the video going down it, so I'm not going to do that again. I don't think it's going to be any better than we did yesterday, but there you go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch back, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the bottom. I can honestly tell you it feels like a lot more. We've come and done this real early because we just don't want to get caught by the coaches when they come along. So there you go, the Trolls footpath, or the Trolls footway. This is the Trolls highway, so there's one on top of the shop. There's a three-headed troll advertising the troll shop, and there's a troll on a motorcycle. Looks a lot like Christine, doesn't it? Wow. How cool is that? That's brilliant, that. Change your driver again today, so I'm driving today. Christine's, I think there's a fair few things that she wants to take photographs of, so, and I'm not a photographing type person, so today gives her a chance, like the other day, to take a lot of pictures.
In 400 metres, turn right onto Raumerbrewer, E136.
Well, it doesn't look the sort of weather we want to go up on the gondola with, so we'll
turn right onto Raumerbrewer, E136, then continue straight onto Primo-Vilksweg 64.
So I'll probably video all of it when we get there. Will be a while before we get there. We didn't do the gondola. It seemed a bit pointless paying a lot of 30, 40, 50 quid to go up for what would have been a view. I mean, they're great in good weather because your views are quite spectacular. However, when it's like this and it's misty, rainy, it's not nice going up, and there's generally the views restricted, shall we say.
We didn't open for 3 hours and we shut till 12.
Yeah, and apart from that, it don't open for 3 hours,
so
we have to sit around till then.
Won't be doing that.
There we are, and another ferry. Well, that looks like good timing again. So, another trip across another fjord. I must admit, it is so easy to get these ferries. You just, especially with the auto pass. I mean, we use Skypull is the one that we've got, and you basically just drive on. There's either a sensor that takes it as you're driving on, or he comes around and he just flashes the I suppose it's a sensor at your car, at your vehicle, and that does like an automatic charging. So I presume that's what you call a little lighthouse. That must be one of the smallest lighthouses I've ever seen. Wow, how tiny is that? Never seen one as small as that before. What about that for a lighthouse? Yeah, it's a bit chilly. Right, so it's a bit breezy. I'll have a quick look at the front, and then that'll do for me then. So this ferry's running both ways. It's a very quick way to travel, a really quick way to travel. It's one of them places that's so cool. I like the fact that you get these little breaks in the journey. Safe for driving all the way around. You can get a brew if you want one on here.
Continue on Prima Filksveg 64 for 17 kilometers.
There you go. So we didn't film much more of that, but it was bloody cold out there crossing that water. So we decided to come back and sit in the vehicle. You can actually sit inside, and you can usually get coffee and tea, things like that from off the ferry. We looked inside one of them, and you pretty much help yourself, and there's like, I suppose, a bit of an honesty type thing. They're very trusting nation, I think is a word to use. We just bought a couple of t-shirts earlier from this, which was like a campsite. We didn't stay on there, but they got a shop on there. They got some t-shirts that we like. Now the shop was closed when we arrived, but they've still got a few t-shirts that were outside that were there for well, they didn't have the price on them, but you could have pretty much picked them up and walked away with them if you'd have wanted to. We've seen things like that before. We've actually seen at one of the supermarkets that was closed yesterday. It had some tables and chairs that like garden tables and chairs that are for sale, and they're not bothered to put them away, even though the shop was shut all day Sunday. And they weren't locked down or anything like that, they were just there. You could have picked yourself a table and a set of chairs up and walked away with them. So a very trusting nation, I think, is what we seem to have. So I presume that theft and things like that is quite low for where we are. I presume a lot more of that would be in the cities like Oslo and Stavanger, although they just seem so nice. I think probably your unemployment is quite low in this country. I'm afraid today is a wet day of scenery.
Oh, that's it. That's it, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not.
Looks like it. It's good range.
Yeah. I think we've got a really cool bridge that's coming up at the moment, the road bridge. So we're getting close to the Atlantic Highway. I think thinks all this is the Atlantic Highway, so I suppose it is really. Off a little bit to let the vehicle in front go, just so we get a bit better view instead of the back of the truck. How cool is that for a bridge? Can't fault it, even on a day like today, which is wet, damp, miserable. It's just amazing, the roads, everything. I think we've got a series of bridges that are coming up. This is like a little island, really, that we're crossing at the moment. I think tonight we're actually going to get ourselves on a campsite, so we can we've gone a few days wild camping now, so Christine's beginning to smell a little bit. So
Christine does not smell.
no, actually it's nice to be able to get a proper shower than to have to make do, shall we say, in a camper van. I mean, we can keep reasonably clean, but there's nothing nicer than getting under a proper clean water, hopefully shower without having to squeeze around and mess about like that. So we're going to aim for one of those tonight. Yeah, I think Christine said there's another bridge that's coming up. So we're going under the water this time again. This is only 3 kilometres. I'll leave the... well, can't see it. The rain's eased off a little bit. This is the Atlantic coast. Might see a series of lighthouses out there. I can see 2 or 3, not particularly big ones, and we'll be following what is the Atlantic Highway, which is a series of bridges over there. Now, I don't know if you can see that in the distance, but that's one of the bridges we're going up and over. So we'll see. But, it's getting a bit wet and rainy at the minute. It's just a short little walk this, but I mean, you can see them lights of the car in the distance. That's one of the bridges that we've got to go over. We're just having a little bit of a walk now. There's some marble here. There's 39 pieces apparently. I think it relates to a piece of art. Is that right, Christine? She don't know, she just says there's 39 pieces. Well, I can see them, they're these white sections here, so not really sure what they're about. We'll have to try and work my way around these water pools, but they're in here. Very strange. So there's apparently there's 39 pieces of those. I'm not going over there in a... oh, we can get around there. So we're going to take a little bit of a look. It was more of a chance for us to get out and have a little bit of a walk around, as today's been more of a big driving day than anything else. So I think they're supposed to be, we're on that weird art type thing. They're made out of marble. Not really sure the significance of it, why they're here, what it represents. Not got a clue. Well, there's a glimpse of a better glimpse of the highway that's coming. So that this one here will be our first bridge, and then you can see that one over there in the distance. We'll probably stop somewhere near there for some photographs if we can. So even though it's raining, it's quite a calm day. Fantastic. And that's our first bridge. You can still see how it goes up and bends the bridge in the distance. I'm not really sure if you'll be able to see it. It's quite a distance away, but that's where we're heading. We'll see.
Antehevsveien, Prima Vilksweg 64.
Right then, we're going to drive a bit of it now. I'm going to try and film
Continue on
most
Prima
of it.
Vilksweg
I'll do my
64
best
for
with
27
it, we
kilometres.
may stop in parts to do other things, but we'll see how we go on. But it's basically a series of bridges. They do shut this road off in bad weather, so I think it's for obvious reasons. Sorry about the wipers, but it is what it is. And hopefully there'll be
We found a faster route that saves 6 minutes.
hopefully there'll be a few parking places for us, so we can have a little bit of a look. Well, basically you're just jumping across narrow, long islands, so we pretty much have water either side of us. There's a few vans that are parked here. We'll probably pull in here for a look. Do you want to stop here?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes. On that side of the hill.
I don't know if there's any parking space. I'll park here. Go and have a little bit of a walk on. I'm going to stop the camera while we go and have a quick nosy outside. We're hoping really and trying to get pictures of this bridge, so it looks like we're going to move a little bit further down. I noticed some more vans on the left hand side near the bridge there, so it looks like we'll be doing that bit. So anyway, we're at this point. There's the bridge. It's quite cool, that one. Okay, we're gonna try another parking spot a bit closer to this bridge if we can. Obviously there's no guarantees. We just all we can do is what we can do. But it does look like there's a few vans in front, so maybe that's the place that we park. It's quite an amazing looking bridge, to be fair.
It's not raining very hard.
No. So we're going to see if we can get on where these camper vans are, even if it's just for a few minutes. We'll do our best. But what a bridge that is. We'll see if we can get back to these viewpoints. The guy fishing on there as well. So let's have a look. I see one idiot has just parked himself. That's what I'm doing. Park on there like that. Right. That's the bridge we're going to go over. We're going to have a look at it from a slightly different angle, I think, in a minute. But how gorgeous is that? Not sure what this fella's fishing for. Seems to be spinning. You get an awful lot of that. I think when we get really far north, it changes from cod, what people tend to be after. He's got quite a thick big line for his whatever he's got on there, and he must be after whatever he's after. But it's still fantastic views, and let's see what we can get. And what about that for a bridge? Isn't that fantastic? I'll come round to where Christine is, take a look at it from a different angle. It's a bit wet and muddy round here, but yeah, that's really cool, isn't it? Mm. There's one of the bridges. I think that's the main one. It's quite a steep old run up onto it. I can't believe that the dipstick parked up and took about 4 paces, which he was in front of us, but hey, he's gone now, or he's about to go, I think. Car pulled up in front of him and we pulled up behind him, so I think he's a little bit stuck at the minute. Anyway, oh, here he goes, look, he's out now. Shouldn't have parked like a dumb. Yeah, he'd be German, that's what he'll be. No disrespect to you German people, but you are quite arrogant. Anyway, I dare say there'll be a comment or two that crop up about that, but I don't really care, to be quite honest. Don't read them. But look at that fantastic bridge and how steep it is. So we'll walk to the front of the vans. Ah, there's a couple of them are here fishing. I'll just you want to go in the van? But absolutely stunning, really nice. So we'll have another look at it from the angle up here. What about that for a bridge? Terrific. Absolutely terrific. I'm not going any further, but that's brilliant. We're gonna follow that now for a few kilometres up and down and over bridges. Hey?
You're welcome.
Off. There you go. Fishing boat coming in. Okay, so on we go. So, this is the Atlantic Highway, Atlantic Road I think we call it. So, up and over this bridge, it's called Storsesundbrua. Storsesundbrua, I think.
Bridge.
bridge. Brewer means bridge. Do we keep going or?
Stop here and see what you see.
So we're going to stop again.
Just see what we can see.
Just so we can see what we can see. Actually a better car park on this side. Doesn't mean to say that the view's any better. There's a bit of a walk around.
Take the next left towards Atlanta Havesveien, Prima of Volksweg 64, then turn right onto Atlanta Havesveien.
And there's a view looking back at it. So it is quite a cool bridge, I must admit. Yeah, I do like that. It's a strange bridge. Just keep trying to find some good pictures for I can't believe how much video I've done of a bridge that goes over some water. But wow, yeah, it's a really cool bridge. We've just come across this, which is near the bridge, in memory of lost lives at sea. So it's quite a cool little monument. Like I say, we're looking out on the Atlantic. This is a nice walk around. Yeah, really nice. Everywhere we go now, people start to do these piling stones up. Seen it just about everywhere. But originally, the first ones that we ever saw a few years ago, there was an art to it. So what you actually got was a very small stone, possibly, and a stone that shouldn't balance on top, where people have they sometimes spend hours trying to balance it on there, and now we're just well, to be quite honest, just find it just people copying people. I think it's just a case of people that have got no imagination for themselves, I suppose. But it's what people do now. I don't suppose they're hurting anybody while they're doing it, and if it makes them happy, then great. But the original ones were quite different.
There's a skill to them.
Yeah, there was a skill to it.
Comb your hair, but you didn't comb it.
So some people would spend hours and hours trying to balance a stone on like a pivot, so it'd be in a position that is totally unnatural for it, and it shouldn't actually be stood there, but is. And that were the original ones, and now it's just people just think, well, I'll put a pile of stones there, and I don't know, not really sure about what the thinking is. I'm the proper gripe this morning. But anybody could do that, I suppose, as far as I'm concerned. But if it makes you happy, then, and I suppose it's better than graffiti. But, there's another bridge to come over there. I don't think they're as spectacular as the one that we've just done, but all the same, there's another bridge. There's a nice little walk around on here, so we've got a little bit of exercise in today. Considering this is the Atlantic Ocean, that is not bad for being clear. There you go, another look back at that bridge. It's such a spectacular bridge and very different. It's a bridge that we see a lot, and some people say that's not real, that's not real. And when they do the photos and such like, but it is real. A nice little walk around, to be fair. Alright, there's a cafe underneath this, but it is actually closed now, so we are right on the end of season. There's tables down there, I don't know if you can see them, but there's some chairs, which are actually chained up, but the cafe's not open. But it's been a good walk. And that is quite a spectacular bridge. Well, what we're going to do now is carry on the Atlantic Highway. There's just a few kilometres, that's all. But that's it, I think. Yeah, people look at this on photos and say it's not real, but it is, and you can get camera angles that make it look deceptively, ridiculously steep. But really cool. There you go. What a bridge. Christine said there's 7 bridges to do. We've done 2. I'm not sure whether I've got the map right to get me to do all 7. But, we'll see.
Faster route that saves 5 minutes.
There's plenty of places to park, I must admit, to take the views. of our bridges. We've done 5 of them, unless there's a bit of distance between the other 2. Don't know. But it begins to look like it. We're on our way now to, well, we're heading towards Trondheim. What we're going to do is we're going to bunker up, fill up with water, all that sort of stuff, for free. Then we're going to find a free parking spot again tonight. And then tomorrow in Trondheim, there is no parking that's got showers. However, we're probably going to take the opportunity to go and use a sauna, public sauna and baths. So that'll be quite nice for us. We are forecast a bit of rain tomorrow. Tomorrow night we'll probably be staying in Trondheim. So we'll do one night before. On the outskirts, and then there's a couple of motorhome parking spaces inside Trondheim, and we'll be stopping at one of those. The weather's been a bit hit and miss today. It's been downpours and drying up, and downpours, and seem to know what it wants to do. They have some good names for places. A bit more industrious in this area. It's probably the most industrious area that we've been driving through for quite a while. I mean, the 10 miles or so before I put the camera on that's on now, it was it's been town, industrial town, harbour and such. Well, this is quite a busy, I think this is probably the busiest ferry we'll have got. We're actually in lane 2. Lane 1 is full. But I must admit, our timings for getting to the ferry have been impeccable. Absolutely impeccable. This is an auto pass ferry, which we have. So we don't have to do anything, we just drive on and drive off. There's quite a few vehicles coming off. be a bigger trip, might be a bit longer journey this one. It's a fair distance. There's a few ferries in the water out there. Don't see him signaling to go on. So it leaves in 7 minutes. At the minute, we're latched on at the minute. Mind you, 6 minutes before it leaves, and it seems like they pretty much leave on time. There's no messing about. When we got on the ferry, we park up, and then some guy just comes and scans the pass.
Continue on E39 for 6 kilometers.
He just wants us to run straight down the middle.
You can't see it these ones, can you?
No. There we go. Well, we're up near Trondheim now. We've got like a totally different outlook at the moment, as you can see with the fields. We're not going into Trondheim. We're parking near the coast, about 15 miles away, something like that. I think it's 15 miles away, 10 miles away possibly. It's been an absolute atrocious day with weather, although we have been lucky in when we've stopped to get out or when we've needed to do something, it's eased off, maybe just drizzled a bit or not rained at all, but on the most part for the driving we've had some silent rain, really heavy. Anyway, we should be at our park up in about 15 minutes, and I'll show you what that looks like. We're about, I don't know, 7 or 8 miles from Trondheim. This is our stop for the night. So I think it's a pleasant enough view. You can smell the seaweed. Should be a nice peaceful night. There's a toilet there and thing for the rubbish, so there's one other van here. We were going to park here, but it's on a bit of a hill, so we decided to move ourselves over and park up here. So we've not quite got the view out the side door, but hey, it's not too bad.